all of a sudden you really do start to feel like maybe this is the year we can go and win a European trophy. You definitely feel like you can beat Manchester United in a final if it is Manchester United that get there. So I think there will be that sense of belief.
Another great home performance for Spurs in this competition. They are unbeaten in 20 straight home UEFA matches. That's 16 wins and 4 draws in that time. Let's hear from Ange Postecoglou speaking after the final whistle.
You must be pleased with the result and the fact that you've got a lead that you can protect or add to it in the second leg. Could you please comment on the crowd? It was so electric tonight. Everyone wants you to win this this title, this competition. It's a European title. You must be pleased with the way things are going on this front.
I thought that our supporters were outstanding tonight. From the moment we walked out, and I think they added the energy to the team. I think even us scoring an early goal came from the fact that as soon as the boys walked out, there was a buzz in the stadium, and it's credit to our fans. We've obviously had a tough season, but the European nights this year have still been pretty special, and they played their part tonight. A massive role in us, performing in the way we needed to.
You lost Lucas Bergvall obviously on the eve of the match. We saw him in crutches and a protective boot. Do you think you've kind of lost him for the rest of the season?
It's too early to assess. It's just the way our season's gone. Unfortunately, it's just it's hugely disappointing for Lucas. He was obviously really excited. He'd had a big week. Obviously, re-signing with the club, and he's had such a great year for us. Like I said, it's just the way our season's gone, where training something innocuous like that ends up with him hurting his ankle. We'll just assess it over the next few days, let it settle down, and we'll find the extent of it.
Obviously, it gives an opportunity for someone else, Yves Bissouma, to come in. What did you make of his performance tonight?
Yeah, I thought Biss and Rodri were outstanding. They're really key for us today. The beauty of Lucas is that he feels that sort of role really well from a defensive point of view. And the reason I put Biss in there today, I knew that we were going to need that from him. The way Bodø's set up, and their ability to sort of try and gain momentum as they build up their play. I thought him and Rodri were going to be key for us stemming that, and that's how it proved. I thought Biss was brilliant. Look, he's had an up and down year, like all of us, but I've still got full belief in him and full confidence that on a day like today he could do a really good job for us, and I thought he was outstanding.
I suppose he never is, Chris, but he wasn't exactly full of the joys of spring, considering they won 3-1 there in the post-match press conference. How worried do you think he is about that late goal for BodøGlimt because of the fact that BodøGlimt are really good at home?
Yeah, I think there's a real chance that the shape of this game looks completely different in the second leg, because Tottenham came out today and were, to use an Ange Postecoglou word, outstanding from the word go. Obviously getting that early goal, but that first half they really didn't give up much of anything in my view. They were on top of them, creating chances that looked like the Ange ball that got the crowd singing his name when he first joined. That level of dominance, that level of getting after the opponent, and sort of the relentless attacking nature of the football, good quality, good combination play. That's everything that people want to see from this Tottenham team. You can take the warts, you can take giving up some goals, but you still want to see the entertainment and the goal scoring in Tottenham's favor. But we've seen it. When they go play on that artificial surface north of the Arctic Circle, it's a completely different environment than what most teams were used to playing in. They just have a different advantage and a different feel in their home stadium. So the fact that it's only a 2-goal disadvantage, you can see them turning that around. I think if the game ended at 3-0 without them really creating that clear-cut chance, without converting a goal, I think it's very deflating, especially given what should be the talent disparity between these two teams. But I think with the way that Bodø have played at home, with the unique situation that they play in, you can see them turning this around. You can see them winning 2-0, taking this to extra time, winning 3-1, taking this to extra time, or even winning by the goals required to win it in the 90 minutes. But I think that late goal from Soutness gets this tied to a place where it's still up for grabs going to the second leg.
As Spurs get closer and closer to the final, do you think the feeling that they actually might just do it, they might just win it and save Postecoglou's job, is getting more and more real?
Well, I think the Postecoglou job thing, that might even be gone. There have been some reports already that even if he wins the Europa League, it would still be gone. The 16th place where they currently are right now, they have a difficult game as well at the weekend against West Ham, who are in 17th themselves. Could be 20 losses on the season. It might just be unacceptable in totality to let him go, but I do think that that feeling of getting the trophy situation taken care of. Well, they haven't won a trophy in 16 years, and it's all the conversation that there is around Tottenham. Trophy. If they can go into next season, even with a new manager, not really needing to think about that anymore, with Champions League football in hand, that would be such a weight off the shoulders for Tottenham Hotspur that I think it would be to the point where you can feel that sort of level of confidence going into next season that it can be different. But I think it is starting to get ever realer. You got the draw where, in theory, you see BodøGlimt on the fixture list and you go, should be able to beat these. And they did the job today. And so we'll see if they get it done in the second leg. And all of a sudden, you really do start to feel like maybe this is the year we can go and win a European trophy. You definitely feel like you can beat Manchester United in a final if it is Manchester United that get there. So I think there will be that sense of belief.
You mentioned Brennan Johnson's return this season, perhaps performing a little bit better than people expected, whereas Dominic Solanke hasn't always, it flattered to deceive, I think is the best way to describe him. He has scored some goals, he scored another penalty in that game, but not always looked comfortable as that lone striker. Do you think, going into the future for Spurs, Brennan Johnson will get more of a role going forward as a goal scorer?
Well, I mean, he'll play off that right side. He does a really good job, I would say, of making runs towards the back post to be there to take advantage of the kind of moment that he took advantage of today, the header across from Richarlison. He arrives very well on the scene at that back post. I still think in the overall, yes, the goal return looks good, but I still think that he's got to deliver more in terms of play in, play out, contributions, creativity, wide play, because the Postecoglou system, if it remains the Postecoglou system, is very dependent on vertical depth. You get depth in behind, running in to get cutback opportunities on, to stretch the field to make it difficult to defend. And Brennan Johnson and Son Heung-min and Richarlison and others, and Odepair and all these players that comes in are meant to provide that. And when they don't, I think that's when Tottenham can become easier to defend. So Johnson, I still think, has room to grow, but you look at the goal scoring return, you're like, decent for a player that's still kind of growing into, I would say, playing at a club of this level.